My name is Tobias Gremmler, and I'm a media artist. I think it's rather vice versa. I'm having these different jobs because I am creative. I admire the creative process, sometimes more than the result, because this is for me like exploration, and yeah, so I shift most of my attention towards this progress, and it's a lot of research involved and a lot of things I learn myself with each project. It depends very much on the individual projects. That's why it's always different. But I used to start. So I'm not working with mood boards or references. So I used to start very with a kind of blank paper, and then ideas emerge, and then I do some research and I get inspiration from, for example, the collaborators I work with, and so gradually things starting to form and become shape. Yeah, this is how I work. This is the creative process. I'm getting these questions a lot about what kind of software I'm using, what kind of tools, and actually, I seldom answer these questions because it's not that important. The most important part is the creativity. And sometimes people think it's just about having an app, pressing a button, and then you got the result. But this is not how it works. This is not how, yeah, to create something new and artistic. In fact, there are a range of tools available which provide a lot of exciting features and possibilities. But I guess, every artist and media designer should choose the tools that suit the most its creativity. So, to me, the work I do is not special, but I'm trying to find something that is familiar to me, but doesn't exist yet. So it's like searching for something. And if I found it and could grab it, then it comes to existence in form of a visualization with different shapes or whatsoever. But it's yeah, I don't see it as something special. I just see it as something that, although it might not have existed before or shown before like that, something that looks familiar to me. I do a lot of collaboration with people who are from a different disciplines. So to me, I found inspiration, for example, in movement, dance, music. These are disciplines which are also time-based, like what I'm doing with the visualizations, but they bring in another kind of component, and this is something that inspires me. I sometimes look at architecture, which is inspiring to me as well. I'm very much inspired just by walking through nature, which I do a lot. Looking at different shapes and forms is super inspiring to me. As said before, I worked a lot with dance and human motions, and at a certain time, I was looking for a very authentic, original motion. And I found that animal motions are very pure. So they're not pretentious. Sometimes human motions are pretentious. So I was looking for this very particular, pure motion that also expresses certain, yeah, let's say, emotion always expresses also the thinking or perception of the environment. And of course, animals are perceiving the environment different than us. So they have smell things, or they have, kind of different senses, and you can, or at least I can feel that while looking them moving, watching them moving, and to me that is very inspiring as well. So I started to use motion capture of animals in order to amplify these impressions I had. This was a work I did for the Hong Kong Heritage Museum, and when I was commissioned this work, I didn't know so much about Kung Fu, so I started to do a lot of research, and I found this motions are so rich and so inspiring that I did a series of variations, emphasizing these different aspects of Kung Fu. I kind of wanted to share, and so as I said at the beginning, my work is a bit like a creative process in which I explore different things. And in Kung Fu, I could explore a lot of aspects which has to do with time, with articulation of time and motion, and I translated this into a set of visual variations and artworks. So Kung Fu is actually, it has a long tradition. Kung Fu has a very long tradition, and it's something that is being passed from the master to the student. So there is a certain immaterial aspect in Kung Fu that travels from generation to generation, and then whenever it becomes materialized in a host, the host started to alter it a little bit and create a certain variation maybe, and then pass it further back or further to the next generation. And so I really like this kind of dual aspect, of one hand being something very physical, but on the other hand being something very immaterial. And this I also wanted to express in the visualizations and the variations I did. What excites me most about the possibility of posting things on social media is that you can immediately share something with other people. So in the past, this was a bit more complicated. So you have to find a gallery or a place where to exhibit, and so now this can be done very immediately, and I love this because sometimes I found something, I explored something, I created it, bring it to existence, and then I would like to share it with others to see how they feel or think about it, and then I just can post it and get response and see how it resonates with other people. It's not so much about the job opportunities that. Is something that comes anyhow somehow, but it is more aspect of sharing things and with others. This is what I really like on social media. Yeah, so it seems AI provides a lot of possibilities, and I was looking into AI for quite some time. And I still think one of the most inspiring works is Carl Sims' evolutionary creatures, done in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s. And what we see now with AI is a development that is, of course, more powerful in terms of what computer can achieve, and learning systems are becoming more complex. But what's a little bit missing to me is the possibility of controlling the direction in a creative way. Because to me, when I start creating, I normally don't start with words, because I'm working visually. And the visuals I'm kind of aiming for, or try to explore or bring to life, are not really describable in words. So, for example, prompt to image is a creative process that I'm not very into it, because it basically starts with a sentence, and I always start with an image.